So, one of the most difficult times in my life is when myself and my high school boyfriend broke up. It was during the heat of the pandemic, and there wasn't a whole lot of social interaction. And I'm class of 2020, so you can imagine, it was pretty devastating for me. He was like one of my only social outlets at the time, so it was really hard for me to kind of recover from this breakup. Um, so, using a strengths-based identity, my four individual qualities that helped me kind of overcome this very sad part of my life is hardworking. I'm always like determined to put in my best effort to better myself in all areas of my life, whether that be emotional, schoolwork, whatever. I always give it my all. I'm also determined. I know that in this case, I knew that if I put enough work in, I could better myself and I could be a better person. And I don't like being sad all the time. So I was determined to feel at least a little bit of happiness. And I'm starting to feel better now, but it took a very long time. I'm also kind of mature for my age, I guess you could say. I've been told that a lot. I guess what that really means is I just know how to like deal with a lot of emotional problems, I guess, because I don't know, I've had a lot of exposure to it growing up. Like my mom has bipolar, so I've been dealing with that since a very young age. So I think that's given me some skills to kind of um emotionally equip myself to deal with a very sad portion of my life and kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel, although it takes a very long time. I'm also very motivated. I was motivated to feel very happy. Like that was the only thing I wanted to feel. And since I was mature enough to see that light at the end of the tunnel, I didn't give up on myself and I kept pushing forward, even though every day was a struggle for about a year or so. So it was very hard, but I'm getting there. Okay, so four qualities of my family that really helped me through this tough time is we're very close. So it's just me and my parents, and I tell my parents everything. Like I know that might be kind of weird, but I tell my parents everything because they're like my best friends sometimes. I think it's like an only child thing as well. Like I think only children kind of tend to share more with their parents and be closer just because it's like a social outlet for them. And I'm also kind of shy, so it works out. We also have a lot of like open conversations about feelings in my family. I think a lot of that is from my mom. She really like puts a she really enforces conversations about feelings. Like if we're mad at each other, she'll have us sit down and we both say like each side of our story and kind of come to a conclusion in a very calm way. And also I think with her mental illness, she kind of understands feelings a little more just because her feelings fluctuate so much. So I think she really understands and it has a really good outlook on our family dynamic. My parents are also very caring. They will do anything to help me out. And they're always worried about me, and we call almost every day. So, yeah, they're also very supportive. They kind of support me in every decision I make. They'll give me advice, but ultimately the decision is mine, which I like. And I like having like someone to consult about feelings and stuff. So in this situation, I would always talk to both my parents about how I was feeling and like what I should do to make myself feel better. And in one case, it got so bad that I couldn't take it anymore, and I had asked my parents if I could go on antidepressants, and my mom shared her bad stories of being on antidepressants and was kind of like sort of not really against, but kind of cautioned me against them. But she said ultimately the decision is yours and you can pursue however you want. So I really enjoyed their feedback from that. Some social qualities that really helped me through this time is I'm a part of the middle class. My dad has a pretty well-paying job. He works at Alcon. They make tools for eye surgery, and he is a engineer there, I think. Um, My mom doesn't work, but we have a pretty stable income, and I'm very fortunate for that because in this situation, it was able to pay for my frequent therapist visits and my medication. So I'm very thankful that I was able to afford that. Um, so now kind of coming out of this bad time for me, I think I was very adaptable once I got to college. Um, I was able to kind of branch out. Like I said, I'm usually a very shy person. And I think being in college, I was more apt to be like, hey, let's hang out with some new people. And I was more, I feel like I could approach them easier just because I was really craving a social interaction because I felt so sad and lonely inside. So I was really proud of myself for that. Also, it made me less shy. So even in class, like I will participate more often. I used to barely ever raise my hand or involve myself in class conversations. And I think that also stems from the loneliness and just wanting to be a part of something more. And I love class. I love talking to all the kids. I love talking to the professors. It just makes me feel really at home that I'm able to do that. So I'm really proud of myself for that too. It's also forced me to make more friends, which I am the worst at like meeting new people and talking to people. I just freeze up. I would like freeze up and I didn't know what to say. I always think that small talk is very hard for me. But you know, I did orientation for 2 years in a row. I was a leader. And I think that really like forced me to come out of my shell because I was forced to lead a group of new students around a school I had never like really stepped foot on. And it really helped me learn more about our school and our community. And it helped me teach other people. And I think I made some sort of impact. But I wouldn't have been able to make that kind of impact on people if I hadn't gone through this traumatic experience and learned these skills to make myself more assertive and more apt to be social with people. So I'm really proud that I can make a difference by working on myself. So that's my story. Very excited to listen to everyone else's.